What up, patrons? Okay, here we got a short loin. New York time. Remember that TV show I Love New York on VH1? It was hot garbage. Anyway, I'm going to be just showing some videos of me working with New Yorks or short loins. So this is removed from the whole carcass, and this is the tenderloin is removed at this point, and I am going to chine it. Now, some people use a guard and will set up 3 inches from the blade. I do it just from uh, freehand. Make sure you're all right. Make sure see how my face is looking over. Make sure that blade guard is down. I've worked with some saws that don't have that, and that's fucking dangerous. You could always cut more off. You can't cut more on. Like you can't magically make more on there. So I'm gonna use the back of my knife to do any separation that needs to be done that I wasn't able to achieve during the saw. Remove these button bones with the feather bones on this one. On the next one, I get a better chine and I get the 3 bone segments. I get the feather bones, the independent floating button bones, and the wing bones off the spine. So now I'm removing the feathers with the buttons. Got one straggler, get that. Now, you push up a little bit from underneath, from the bottom, and that raises the bone up. So you could just spread your knife over it. It's a technique, one of the few techniques I took from this crazy asshole drug addict that I used to work with, whose name was Scott Jewett. Don't worry, he's not a patron. He's just a guy who sucks in Vermont. So you push up from the bottom of the bone, and it lifts up at the top, giving you a place to put your knife, allowing you to remove it cleanly. I in my next video, I will also showcase this. There, gotta rub it a little bit. There's a boneless short loin. Take off my glove and turn off my camera.
All right.
Here I am again.
Here is
Magic.
another
This
bone
one's
in
already
short loin.
chimed.
Get a nice.
Is it? No, it's not.
Imam from that cheesy
Again,
dry
that guard
age
down.
feel.
This is 6
no
week
guard on
dry
this one.
age. Going 100% raw dog. Looking at it. Ooh, take a little bit more. Remember, you could always take a little bit more. See, I had that blade guard down a little bit to protect my face. This is back when I wore glasses. Couple clack clacks. Removing the feathers first. This is back when I wore glasses. People ask why I don't wear glasses anymore. Because they fog up in a mask, so I'd rather just have poor eyesight. There. Now removing the buttons. Using the tip of my knife. Going all the way around. Because you don't want to dig too much into the meat. This is back when I was a little bit skinnier before I put on my COVID weight. I know, it's a hard deal, but someone's got to do it. All right, now, doing that push-up technique to make that bone flip and expose itself. I'm stepping off to the side on those hard strokes, as you see, because you always want to know where your knife is going to go. It's hard with this dry age, but the idea is that if I all of a sudden don't get any resistance, I'm not going to stab myself. Grab my staking knife. Some people call it a scimitar. I don't know why. Cut off my face. You got to make that face razor thin because that's your margin. Shape it. Beautiful New York. All right, here is a pre-packaged New York, and I am in my PJs. My face. I can't help that this is a wedge cut. I did not make this. I bought this at Cash and Carry. It was a good deal. I look like one of those Turkish guys using an overly big knife. This is the biggest, most ridiculous knife I own. I rarely use something this egregious, but I did for this video when I filmed it in my basement of my old house. Now, thicker is quicker. And I use my finger to steady the knife, and then I bridge it over. As long as you're putting on downward pressure, it doesn't matter really how many strokes you do. Some people say it does, but if you put downward pressure, you won't get gill marks. The second you lift up and reapply, then you will start getting gills or shingles or whatever people call it. My knife is probably a little bit dull. Sure feels that way. And now taking off my other wedge. Hope everyone is having a great end of summer. Pretty soon it is Labor Day, and we will be hanging out in, everyone will get a day off. I'm gonna readjust my camera down. Ooh, look at that purge. Look at that. That's not working. You know. Now, I just take a little bit of fat from the little eye section if necessary, unless it's like super egregious, but most of the time the animals that I get are almost pre-trimmed. I just want to do a little bit of trimming to make it more presentable in the case. Personally, I like to leave as much on for margin purposes, but I understand not everyone wants that. There's a balance between aesthetics and practicability. And there is a finished tray. Please DM me if you have any questions. Stay safe. Good luck.